Greetings, everybody. I'm going to go through a very, very important matter over here. And behold, this is the Parochet. The idea behind this Parochet is for us to be able to end the separation due by the Parochet. That which separates between the heavens and the earth. That which was in the Kodesh Kodashim, or the Beit HaMikdash, that separated between the Kodesh and the Kodesh Kodashim. Now, without further ado, I'm going to explain what's over here. First, we begin with Hanatzut Shel David HaMelech Nimsei B'toch Kol Ben Adam, which basically means that the spark of King David is found within every human being. Very important to know that, and I'll explain. The gematria of these words is 1,446. On this side over here, we have Su'u Yidechem Kodesh Uvorchu et Adonai Yevarechecha Adonai Mitzion Osa Shemayim V'et Haaretz. That part's not there, but it is all a part still of the Parochet. You'll find out later on. Basically, raise your hands in holiness, and you shall bless Hashem. Then it says over here, Yevarechecha Hashem et Zion, and bless Hashem from Zion. So, the gematria of Su'idek and Kodesh Uvorchu et Hashem, these words over here, is exactly 1,446 also. Yevarechecha Hashem Mitzion, gematria, numerical value, is 474, which is da'at, knowledge. This helps us to fix the blemish in the da'at. So, this side and this side is equal also because there's also 9 words, and there's also 9 words. 9 is the sigma in the function of mathematics, which is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, etc., until you get to 9. 45, which is Adam. Now, we're going to begin down over here, because we were created with a purpose. One, Hashem created us. The idea was, Et derech eitz hachayim, which is the way to the tree of life. Now, we see these words again later on regarding the kruvim, the karuv, the special angels, that they had to protect from the tree of life against man once he sinned, once he ate from the eitz hada'at. And Hashem said, blessed to eat from the eitz hachayim. But reality was that our job, why Hashem created Adam, was to eat from the eitz hachayim eventually, and we were supposed to be the guardians in respect to Hashem. So that's et derech eitz hachayim. Behold, the gematria of these words is the exact same as nishmat chayim. It's written in the Torah that Hashem breathed into man the yipach v'apav into his nostrils, nishmat chayim, a living soul. These are the same color because this is gematria coordination of the same equal value gematria. The gematria of et derech eitz hachayim is 858. Nishmat Chayim is also 858. Then we also have Nishmat Kol Chai, okay, which is basically the neshama, the nishmat of all the living. There's a reason for this, but that'll be explained another time. Let's stick with the basics. So the idea is that we are going up from the bottom to go up to the top as high as we can go. The idea is up till this level over here of the Parochet is our world. This is what's called the Malchut or the Asiyah. Once we enter inside the Parochet, which is symbolic in this case of the Kodesh Kodashim, the Holy of the Holies, where only in the Beit HaMikdash was the Ark of the Covenant, the Aron HaKodesh, and on top of that was the Kaporet. That is the realm already of the Shemayim, of the heavens. And that's where the heavens and the earth met together. And that again was the purpose of man, and that is our purpose, is to join the Shemayim and the Aretz, as it says, that in those days Hashem will be one and his name will be one. So, what happened? We had a job to do. Hashem created us. And he created us and put Adam in the garden to Avda Ule Shamra, in order to work it and to guard it. La'avda encapsulates all the mitzvot aseh, ul'shamra is all the mitzvot lo ta'aseh. But there's a secret here, because the gematria of ul'shamra is 581. Very, very key, because that is the same gematria is Yisroel. This is the collective soul of Am Yisrael, the nation of Israel, the children of Israel. It's called Yisroel. And there's the pasuk which is Dorko Kal Yaakov Bekom Shevet Yisroel. That a star went forth from Yaakov, and the scepter or the staff rose from Israel. And that is in Parshat Balak in 23:17, or Chav Gimel Yud Zayin. So, by the way, Yisrael is also the same gematria, and where it comes from is Yisrael, David, and Hashem, Yud Kei Vav Kei. Together, that is Yisrael. And from Yisrael, the collective soul, there's also the source soul, the root soul, the shoresh, which is Beshivim Nefesh. And this is the core of the collective soul. And we need to strengthen and connect ourselves literally on purpose with the kavanah, with the intention of Yisrael, so that we can get in tune and strengthen the essence of the Beshivim Nefesh. How do we do this? Yes, by keeping the Torah, keeping all of the mitzvot, absolutely. But we also have to go according to the attributes into what we need to work on. And that climbs us and brings us closer, which is to Beshivim Nefesh, which is Hodaot, giving thanks, ahava, love, and achdut, unity, unification. So giving thanks to Hashem, also gratitude towards your fellow person. Ahava, the same thing, ahavat, loving Hashem, and also love between our fellow humans as well. The Yahavta L'recha Kamocha is the commandment is you should love your neighbor like yourself. And achdut, knowing that we are all one. We each have our own job to do, but we all work as one unified whole. With all of these things together, then Hashem will finally say, Titharu, you are purified. Purified for what? Because what's stopping all of this now is Mishpat Ra, which is the evil or the bad judgment that had to come down to us as a punishment. A punishment for what? Because, number one, first it was when Adam ate from the Eitz Hada'at, Hashem then had to, which is the tree of knowledge, Hashem had to punish. And therefore he put Mishpat Ra. That's what it's called. Mishpat Tov, Mishpat Ra. And the same thing, Eitz Hadat, Tov, V'Ra. We are looking for Mishpat Tov. That's what Hashem originally wanted to give us. Remember the number here, 1446. The root part of that number is 446, which is Mishpat Tov. Same thing over here, Mishpat Tov. 1 stands for Hashem. The one and only Hashem, united with us for the same purpose of why he created us. Once we fell because of that, and then Hashem took us out of Mitzrayim, brought us to give us the Torah and the Asarot HaDibrot, then everything was set. The Jewish people, we saw the Shemayim, we saw the above, we saw the angels and how everything was arranged. But then when we made the Egel HaZahav, the golden calf, then we were forced back down. We caused the barrier to happen and to occur again because of Mishpat Ra. And after that, when Hashem forgave the Jewish people, Hashem said, I forgive you. However, it's not going to be as it was. Now you want to make me the Beit HaMikdash, the Mishkan, and the only place now where the heavens and the earth will come together is going to be in the Beit HaMikdash. That's going to be the only place in the Kodesh Kodashim where the heavens and the earth come together. That was the case. And that, again, is this area here. But what's stopping and what differentiates again is the Parochet. Understand, Mishpat Ra Gematria is 699. And the Parochet is 700. Now, we're going to go to the other side and actually to a map of connection. So let's go over to this side. Okay? Look over here. And again, this line's connecting the same gematria down below over here. Okay? After here, we have Yisroel, and we see Ul'shamra. First, this goes into Yisroel. Then we have the Shivim Nefesh, Hodaot, Ahava, Achdut. All of these together over here. Once we do this, Hashem says, Titaru, you are now purified. Purified meaning now you can go and enter inside between in the Parochet. Because Parochet is 700, it's stopping. It's the maximum. We got to 699. Hashem says you cannot go take one step further. If you want to continue in your journey, in your spiritual quest, you're not going to succeed. 700, the Parochet stands between you. It's a thin layer. It's only a very thin tapestry. And this is what we have to remember. But we've been conditioned and we've been trained. However, now is the time to break through there. Therefore, we go through the Parochet. And now, we're in the Kodesh Kodashim. In the Kodesh Kodashim, Gematria is exactly the same as our goal, the intended purpose, which is, again, Et Derech Eitz HaChaim, Nishmat Chaim. This is the main thing, which is Kodesh Kodashim. And Hashem calls from us from over there and says what? Shuvah Yisroel. Return, Yisroel. Return to your inheritance, to your Yerusha, to the place where you belong. Gematria Shuvah Yisroel is exactly the Shivim Nefesh. And Hodaot, Ahava, Achdut. Now, there's certain meditations and special meditations that will be in another video in order to really bring this down. But right now, understand it. So once we get into this area here, all of a sudden, we are amazed. We are awestricken. And we see the prophecy. And we see what's written into Tehillim, Ayin Bet 72, the words. Miyam ad yam, u'benahar ad afsei aretz. So many secrets here. The main thing is it's from sea to sea, and from the river until the ends of the earth. This is the inheritance. This includes everything. Everything. It's not only talking about this world. It's also talking about even the upper worlds. This is our place. What is our place? It's called Arim. Arim is the lower level inside. This area, again, is represented by Asiyah. Once over here, we are in the aspect of the Shemayim, which also corresponds to Yesod, which corresponds to the foundation. And therefore, Arim is the section of the lower half. There's an upper half too, but we'll get there. So once we get to this point here, now we get into the secret, special secret, which is Sod, Yosef, and this special word over here, which is an interlation of, or interweaving of Malchut and David. And this, again, because we have Yosef, Yesod. We have David, we have Malchut. So here we take those and we combine them together. So let's go back over here with this word here. If you look at it, you'll see this is the Mem, this is the Lamed of Malchut. In between is David, the Daled, the Vav. Here's also a Yud in Daled, because sometimes David is also spelled with the letter Yud in the Navi and in the Ketuvim, which is basically the prophets as well as the writings. Now, here it is written this way because we're having the Yud from Yesod, it becomes the Sod. Again, this is a special kavanah and a special way of understanding this. And it's important too because the Yud in David stands for Yosef. It stands for that yichud, that unification of David and Yosef and Malchut and Yesod together. So once we get to here, now we go farther up, we go higher. And we're standing literally right over here. And now we are in complete awe. Why are we in awe? Because we're able to envision now from the top over here of Hashem's name, Yud Kei Vav Kei, the beautiful name of Hashem, the oneness of Hashem. And behold, within it is David, is the name David.
You can point at the Nitzut of David.
Now from here we can see, remember before, Hanitzut Shel David, HaMelech Nitzei B'to Kol Ben Adam. So therefore we have a spark of David, and even within Hashem's name there's also this level of David. And this is also the secrets of the words Ani LeDodi V'Dodi Li. I am to my beloved and my beloved is to me. And that is the true connection and the ahava in the unification with us, with Hashem, every single one of us. There's different levels according to what's called the Pinimit, the inner level, as well as the outer level, the Hitzonit level. But this is very important because once we are over here, we can feel it and we understand that we are Laben Melech. We are literally the son of the king. Or, in this case, sometimes if you're female, also daughter. But it's using as a general terminology. And this is, again, all parts of the secrets within Tehillim Ayin Bet 72. Now look over here. Leben, this word actually is also the word lev. And it also changes to also be nevel. Nevel is an instrument that David HaMelech played, and the nevel was played with the right hand, symbolizing only mercy, and not with judgment from the left hand. And this word nevel also becomes lev nun. It's the heart, it's the emotion, it's the passion. And the nun stands for the nun sha'arim, the 50 gates, and also the nun sha'ari bina, the 50 gates of bina, of understanding, which is how we understand the Torah based on 50 levels. However, the 50th level, nobody has done that yet in this world. And in times of the Gula Shlema, hopefully that'll happen. As Hashem said, no man can see me and live. The highest level a person can get to right now in this world, right now is 49. Eventually there'll be the 50th level. But this is our inheritance. This is what it comes down to. Now see and understand here from the Hashem's name, Yud Kei Vav Kei, we have a Yud, and a Yud. That's 10 times 3. These 3 here combine to the Lamed, which is 30. That's Laben. Ben also is something special because this is also one of the names of Hashem. And you can see it clearer up on top over here. This is the name Ben. This is Hashem's name according to the Olam Asiyah, that we are created to work and to do and to accomplish in this world, being the Ben of the King to work and to fulfill his purpose. And that again is to join this world of the Malchut, this world of Asiyah, to the upper worlds. So that is Laben. So this Lamed then filters down to here, to this Lamed here, which is Melech. Special over here, but let's go through the basics. The Mem Malchut, the Chaf Sofit or Chaf Keter. And also I want to just digress a moment and go back down to Titaru. The gematria of Titaru, as it's in yellow, is exactly the gematria of Keter, of the highest of the Sfirot, of the crown, this level. So Hashem over here purifies. And through the light, the Shefa, the power of the Keter, of the crown, we're able then to go and to ascend and to go inside. But our job again is Malchut Keter. Combine these together. And this is the Lamed, which is the gematria of Yehuda. That's what the Lo Yosar Shevet Mi Yehuda, that there will not be any separation, anything missing from Yehuda, because everything, all the tribes of Israel are included within Yehuda, the kingship. And then we have special over here, which is a pasuk. Elohim Miskabi Elohei Hasdi, part of the pasuk, which is Hashem of judgment. Miskabi is my stronghold. He is Hashem of my kindness. Hasdei, kindness, is exactly the gematria of Nevel, which is 82, which is the small gematria of the pasuk of the Torah, Bereshit bara Elokim et השמים ואת הארץ. It's established from the very beginning. All of this. This whole thing over here will take a whole other lecture to go into the secrets of the Gimel. But it's very important in the Gimel being the value of 3, gematria of 3, is also the reason why this is also in 3. Keep that in mind. Now, we can see over here we have the name of Adoshem, which is actually Hashem's name in the world of Malchut. But here is like a reflection of it, because it's also unified with Yud Kei Vav Kei, which is basically Malchut that goes up through Tiferet, which is Hashem's name of Yud Kei Vav Kei. And there's a lot of secrets in all of these numbers, in all of these letters, which are numbers. Then you have also here, Kaporet. Behold, Kaporet is exactly the same Otiot, the exact same Hebrew letters, as Parochet. It's just in a different order. This is the more refined order where it belongs. But guess what? There's even a higher, more refined, and this is our job, is to take the Parochet, transform it from kaporet into something much higher, which I'm going to explain soon. But in order to do that, there is what is called protection for those who want to ascend further and higher still, yet to a level which is called the Shamratz. Now, let's go back. Arim corresponds to Eretz and Shemayim. It's the first two letters of Eretz, Aleph Resh, and the last two letters of Shemayim, Yud Mem. Arim does mean to elevate and to go up, to lift up, because that's the point. Shamratz is the Shem Ratz. It's the desire, it's the name of running with the passion, running to do the will of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is Shemayim, you guessed it, Shin Mem, the first of Shemayim, and the last of Aretz, which is Resh and Sadi. So you're closer to the Shemayim, therefore it comes first. This is the higher level, and this is not an easy level to get at. There is Elokim, being weighed by the two dalids or the haze. But this is like the scales. And therefore, Elokim, everything is mishpat. But what kind of mishpat? We want mishpat tov. We want the good judgment. And we have to understand that everything is in the balance. Even that which materializes in this world to us as being evil or being bad, being, again, the aspect of tov v'ra, is actually really tov. Here's a classic example of that. The word after Adam ate from the Eitz Hadat, the Hashem punished and said, now there's going to be Mavet, death. Before there wasn't death. What is the gematria of Mavet? Gematria is 446, which is Mishpat Tov. It's a different, longer, detoured process, but at the end it actually comes out to being the same thing. Remember that, because that is on this side of the left, Elokim, while you have also on the right side, Elokim, has to be in the balance. And therefore, above Elokim, when you understand these things and you live your life according to this, then you have Mishpat and Mishpat. But both Mishpat are feeding into the same. The arrows are going here into Tov. Because the Mishpat Tov, Gematria is exactly Ha'amet. It is the truth. That is 446, and that is 441. And this is only going to be visible and viable for somebody who is going to follow after what's written in the Torah of tzedek, terdof. Righteousness you shall pursue. That's what Hashem wants. The tzedek is on twice because it's above. It's on the right side, it's on the left side. Both sides need to be balanced to achieve the true balance and the true goodness, which is terdof, of achieving over here. And once we're over here, Hashem says, from Tehillim, the last pasuk of Tehillim Samech Bet, which is 62, Tishalem leish kema'asehu. That to Hashem repays, the pasuk, Hashem repays Tishalem to the man kema'asehu, according to his actions, according to what he does. Understand, kema'asehu is exactly the gematria of emet, the truth. So when a person is true and acts in a truthful way, then he is able to go further. You can't cut corners with Hashem. Hashem sees and knows it all. Who is worthy, who is not worthy. But this is here. Once you're at that point and you gain access, now it's time to go to the next level. And that is to go on the ladder and use the key code, which is Sod David over here. And now you have again Malchut, but in Malchut you have Yosef. Here again it was Sod Yosef, but this is on the lower part. You would think maybe you should have David over here, but no, it's the unification, because here is the Malchut David. Here is different because here is the Malchut with Yosef. So here is actually on a higher level, and this is the Sod David, again with the Yud. Once we're to here, and we elevate further, now is the time to redo the refining process and to take the Parochet that was transformed by Hashem and given him a Torah as kaporet and bring it to Peketer. It's the unification of Pe, which is Pe-He. That's how you spell in the Miloi and the full spelling of Pe. This is one of the ways of how it is, which is Pe and He. The Pe corresponds to Yesod. Gematria of Pe is 80. Gematria of Yesod is 80. This He corresponds to the final He of Hashem's name, Yud Ke Vav Ke. This is the He of Malchut, according to the Kabbalah, according to the order of Sfirot. Therefore, this is the He, this is Malchut. Yesod and Malchut coming together. And where are they coming together? To join the light and the Shefa of Keter. All of the Shefa from the highest source, which is the source of Mishpat Tov. All of that goodness comes to us from Hashem. Now understand the secret over here too. It is written, we have Malchut Peh. These words are found in the Tikkun Zohar in a section called Petichat Eliyahu. And there is written specifically Malchut Peh regarding the Sfirot of and regarding specifically the Sfirot of Malchut. And there it says right away, Torah Shebal Peh, the Torah Shebal Peh, which is the oral Torah, Gemara, etc. Because we have Torah Shebichtav, the written Torah, and we have the oral Torah tradition, all given from Hashem to Moshe and passed on. Gematria of Malchut Peh is exactly the Gematria of 581. Gematria of Yisroel. Gematria of Ulishamra. This is the goal. This is the key in order to achieve this, through the unity, through having that strength and the power of the neshama, clearly the collective soul of Yisroel. And once we're over here, now we understand how Hashem works and runs the world. And that is according to as it is written in Tehillim. By the way, what is this? Pei is 80. What is He? 5. Therefore, there's a secret over here, a hint, a remez, which is 85. Therefore, you go into Tehillim, Pei He, 85. You'll see also written over there the words Chesed v'emet, and you also see Tzedek v'shalom. And there's more details over there, that they meet, that they kiss. This is the founding principles on how Hashem runs the world and how He wants us to live in this world and to act in accordance to His midot, to His attributes. And this takes us higher and higher. Chesed v'emet, tzedek v'shalom. Also, it says that the truth will spring from the earth, the emet, and this is again being an ish emet, being a man of emet, understanding all of what is written over here that we just spoke about before too. Then again, we get back to here. We get back to Ben. But before that, we now are at Beshivim. We are at the source root of the higher level, the real source root of the Shivim Nefesh, which is down below over here. Because that is the Shivim Nefesh and the power of the Ziknei Yisroel, the elders of Israel. That parallel, they get their power from Beshivim above. That is the source why it's written Beshivim Nefesh in the book of Devarim, in Parshat Ekev. And also it is written then also in the beginning of Shmot. It says over there that all the souls that came out from Yaakov, Yerach Yaakov, it says Shivim Nefesh, which is the 70 soul. So Beshivim, the bet stands for 2. It's giving a hint to Shivim above and Shivim below. That is Beshivim. And behold, the Gematria of Beshivim in 70 is exactly the Gematria of Mashiach ben David. That is the Ruach. That is the source. That is the level to achieve that we need to do in order to bring Mashiach ben David. Bring that Ruach down into this world by us going up into the world, in Kedusha, in Tahara. So now when we have David over here, we have another understanding too, which is David ben Shelma. Now what did David name his son? Shlomo. There's no vav over there. People usually say again, as the Meforshim say, it's because it was a time of peace. Okay. So we have David ben Shelma. Why did he name his son Shlomo? Because our Meforshim, our sages teach us again, because there should be peace to him in his time, which was the closest we've ever come to the times of Mashiach. But there's no Vav in that name. There should be a Vav, but there's not. Because the real reason David named his son Shlomo was because it's really Shel Ma, according to the name of Hashem of Ma, corresponding to Olam Yetzirah, but also even Adam Kadmon. But that's another story for another time. But let's concentrate here. This is the name of the Miloi, of the full spelling of Hashem's name, Yud Kei Vav Kei, with Aleph, with unity. This is 45. There's a whole special tikkun all about this, but this is the secret here. So David ben Shlomo, the way it's actually spelled, and Shlomo ben David, of course it's the same. Gematria is exactly Emet. It's exactly the truth. This is where we have to be. That's just the connection in order for us to be zoche, to merit, to be worthy of going to all of these levels, into achieving all of these things. We can no longer, when we're over to here, we cannot go further. This is our goal to achieve. From here, we stand. Because if we go further, we will be nullified. We will nullify ourselves. It's like going before the sun or trying to get as close as you can to the sun. You'll burn yourself up. You can't do it. It's too powerful. Our neshama will go back into the oneness with Hashem, and there won't be any of us. And that's not what Hashem wants at this point. So therefore, we stand over here, and we are at the point of Zot Chukat HaTorah. This is the Chukim. This is the statutes, that which is beyond our comprehension of the Torah. And this is exactly Gematria of 1532, which is the Gematria of Dorach Yaakov become Shevet me Yisroel, that I quoted before from Parshat Balak, of the words of Bil'am about Mashiach. It's all one giant chok. It's one giant law that we don't understand, but we have to do what Hashem wants. He gives us some understanding, but however much we understand, as Shlomo HaMelech said, it's far from me. And that's how it's supposed to be, and that's okay. So, this is also, by the way, the exact gematria of the Sfirot, of Chesed, Gevura, Tiferet, Netzach, and Hod. And it stops at Hod. Because this is all a part of what Hashem gives us. This is all a part of the Shefa that sends down to us. But what is missing? Yesod and Malchut. Why is Yesod and Malchut missing? Those two last Sfirot. Because that's our job. Our job from the action from below to above is to perfect and to make that yichud, make that unification. Then we have together the whole gamut of the Sfirot, completion of Chesed, Gevurah, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, and Malchut. So this is all going on over here. And then we're able to get the echo of the words, V'tzidkatcha Elohim ad marom, another pasuk, which is from Tehillim 71, or Ayin Aleph. And behold, the gematria exactly the words, Elohim ad marom, is gematria of 446, Mishpat Tov. But the secret is, here you have the name Elohim. Elohim is the name of judgment, of din, of stringentness and of harshness, the side of the left. But here, it's nullified. It doesn't make a difference because it's in unification already above Yud Kei Vav Kei. Or even according to the very basics of nature, of creation of the world, according to its specifics, Hashem delegates and He gives Mishpat Tov. That's Elohim Ad Marom. And here we have B'tzidkatcha, in your righteousness. What is your righteousness? It's exactly the gematria of Keter, of the crown of the highest Sphira. It's the reflection. That is the Shefa. That is your righteousness, Hashem, that you want to give to your children, to Am Yisroel, and to the whole world, and to all of creation eventually, is your righteousness, which is Elohim Ad Marom, which is Mishpat Tov. Understand the word Ad over here, until. It sounds like a limiting word, but it's not. It's actually the same gematria as Bechol HaTov. It's all of the good. All of the good. Behold also, Ayin Dalid, which is odd, is actually also Ayin, which is 70. And the Dalid stands for David. It's the unification of the 70 Nefesh, the Shivim Nefesh, with David. And that's the David Mashiach. That's the David inside of each one of us, which is the connection with each one of us has with Mashiach. Because Mashiach is nothing more than the collective whole of all of humanity and of all of us, eventually. And that's Ad, or Aid, also, which is witness. We are witnesses to all of this in creation. This is what we will be, this is what we will do. And Bechol Hatol, the word Bechol, is exactly the gematria of 52. And therefore, all of the good comes from and comes into the world of Yud Kei Vav Kei, of 52, of the name Ben, to Ben Lamelech, or Leben Melech, into Ben, which is Hashem's name that affects this world. So this is Hashem's name, Yud Kei Vav Kei, according to this world over here. And this is all the good that Hashem wants to give us. Now look above over here, we have Atika Kadisha. Atika Kadisha are code words that are basically the higher level within Keter. It's one of the highest levels because Keter is divided up. It's called Atika, the ancient holy of the holy. Atika, the ancient, is exactly in the gematria of Yisroel 581. It's all connected together from the bottom to the very top. And Kadisha is exactly the gematria 415, which is Ma'aseh. It's the action, it's the work, it's the avda, it's to do. That is connected to here, Kadisha. So everything comes into its completion. And that is what our job is to do. All of these secrets are here on the Parochet in order to end the Parochet. May we be Zoche, may we be able to do this all together. But again, I need people who want to understand these things because this is a short version. There are so many secrets. There's so much more behind all of this. And everybody needs to, who wants to, needs a lot more information. But this is a great way to get excited and to absorb what is already here right now and join in. Thank you again for your time. I'm Baruch Simcha, and I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful, blessed life. Thank you and blessed day and blessed week. Take care.